I'm sure that many of you have old photos at home that you wish looked a little better. I have some too, and I'm going to give Affinity Photo 2 a shot at making them look a little better. Here I have a photo of my great-great-grandfather, Alfred Hammer, a Swedish itinerant minister who emigrated from Norway and arrived in the U.S. in 1882. This particular photograph was taken in McKeesport, Pennsylvania in the middle 1890s. Compared to a lot of old photos, this actually looks pretty good. However, there are a few things that need fixed. A few scratches on the photo and a background that looks like it's been dropped in the dirt. I'm going to try to fix the photo by getting rid of the scratches and replacing the background. It's not the worst photo I have. Stay tuned. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to need to get rid of these scratches. And to do that, you will use the inpainting brush tool, which is behind the healing brush tool right here. So if you're looking for it, look down here and open these little carrots and you'll probably find it. After a while you get used to where it's hiding itself. So we're going to choose the inpainting brush tool, and then notice that I have some scratches right here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that it's a little bit easier. And if you're wondering what the width of this should be, it needs to be at least the width of the scratch you're looking at and maybe a little bit over the edges, because what it does is it samples pixels on each side of your scratch. So that's what it's going to do. And you want to make sure that you're not grabbing other stuff that you don't want to take out. So we can get rid of this one right here. That's gone. We can get rid of this right here. I'm going to get rid of the obvious ones. And then later on, after I'm done with the video, I'm going to get a little bit more involved, but I don't want you to have to sit here and watch me take out scratches all the time. So here's a little thing right here that we need to get rid of. Something right here we need to get rid of. Right here. Get rid of this and this. And then he's got a scratch on his hair right here and a scratch on his face. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit more and see what I can see. Right here we've got a scratch, but it kind of goes out into the... Oops, yeah, well, I don't want to do that. There, okay. All this stuff here, if you're wondering, those aren't scratches, that's actually a beard. A beard where someone should have told him he can't grow a beard very well. But anyway, this right here, I'm not sure if it's a mole or not, but I'm going to leave it there. Let's see if we can find any other scratches, things we need to take out. Sometimes things might look like scratches and they're not. These right here, I believe, are buttonholes right here. And there are some other things, these dots that seem to go in a row. So I'm not sure what that's about. But I'm going to take out a lot of stuff to make the jacket look a little bit smoother. Probably a lot of this isn't really a scratch, but it's part of the roughing up of the coat. But that doesn't really matter. All we want to do is make this guy look a little better. I think these can be taken out right there. And then so on. And then you will, keep going until you have all the scratches that you believe need to be removed on your particular photo. And any other alterations that you want to make with the inpainting brush tool. Now once we have that, I could fix this background right here with the inpainting brush tool, but I really don't want to do that. What I want to do is first zoom back out. I want to actually replace the background. So, and give it another one, not this one. So what I'm going to do is I have to select him and separate him from this background. And that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I'm not giving up on this AI object selection tool. I am going to use it. So here we go. So you select the object, and remember from my 2.6 video, I said that it has to think a little bit, and it does. So it has thought, and then once it has a selection that you can deal with, then you'll just click down and you'll get this green part. Now notice down here that we've got some other stuff that we really need to clean up. And you're not going to be able to use, this has already thought about it. So this is what it's left you with. So I have some stuff down here that I don't want to be there. You'll find that as we go through this is going to be a little bit of an issue because the bottom of his coat is meant to blend into the background. And the next background wasn't too forgiving when I tried using it, but I'm going to take this out. And let me see. That's part of his beard, so I think I'm going to leave that it's how it's supposed to be. I just don't want any of his head cut off. So let's zoom in and see what we have here. Well, actually, it did get everything. There's part of his beard and so on and so on. Let's go down here. And okay, I think we're going to leave that like that. So zoom back out again. With that selected, what we're going to unlock this. What we're going to do is to just add a mask. Now don't unselect it first or it's not going to work. So add a mask, and then the background becomes completely transparent. Once it becomes completely transparent, then with the background selected, you can use the brush tool over here. Well, we've got to select, deselect, or you won't be able to see anything. We can use the brush tool over here and zoom in and see if we have any more cleanup to do. And actually this looks pretty good. This actually looks better than my trial run, to be perfectly honest. Now, see this down here? This is going to be an issue. See how choppy it looks? I don't really like that, so I'm going to kind of try to smooth it a little bit. Oh, okay, come on. That's what I want. Undo. Undo. There we go. Make sure you've got your mask selected when you do this. I want to try to make it a little bit blurred out. I don't really like those sharp edges. So you'll see why when I put the background in. So now we're not going to have all those sharp edges in there. You have a lot of what's underneath here coming through. Alrighty, now we need to deal with the background. So we need to first go to Layer and go down to New Fill Layer. And then this new fill layer is going to go underneath him. The reason we have a new fill layer is when we put the background in and we adjust the opacity, if we want to make it kind of semi-transparent, then the clear background will show through. So if you want anything to show through, you want this white fill layer. Now I need to go get my background, so I will go out to File and Place, and then this is the background I'm going to use, and open it, and then we're going to put it in, and it's going to sit on the white layer. Now this is really, really dark. It looks like it's floating on top of him, so what we need to do is to adjust it to where it's light like the last layer was. So this is pretty much of an antique-y thing, and then we're going to lighten it up a little bit to the point where this bottom stuff here is blending in, and so where we get it where we want it. I mean, we can always adjust it later. Okay, now one more thing I want to do on this is I want to go to the blending menu right here. And, ooh, that looks awful. So we're going to go down here and we're going to find luminosity. Where did you go? I don't know. Oh, there it is. We're going to find luminosity. And I chose luminosity because it darkens it a little bit so that he pops out a little bit more from the background. The last one, he, really didn't. So right there, you can kind of compare with what you have. Now, once we have our luminosity done, we want to check everything. Make sure that we have our background, which is this layer, the opacity that we want it. I mean, we could make it lighter if we wanted, but, I want some of that antique-y stuff to show through, but I don't want so much of it to show through that this blending stuff looks kind of odd. And then we chose luminosity to make him pop out of the picture a little bit, and then we fixed all those scratches on him. Now, the Reverend Hammer looks a little bit better than he did before, I think. And as I said, this photo wasn't really all that bad. Not like this one. And quite frankly, I think it probably is going to take a professional to do this. I don't know what was going on there, but somebody stepped all over this. But this one came out pretty well, and I'm quite satisfied with it. And hopefully you found this useful and can brighten up some of your own photos a little bit. And remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that it will brighten up my day a little bit too.